Hey guys, welcome to Zach Chat. My name is Zach Ballard, and today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 teams for the college football 2021 season. Coming in at number 5, I have the Ohio State Buckeyes. Just have a lot of questions about the returning talent that they have on offense. Losing Justin Fields, a 2-year starter, 2019 Heisman finalist, and then your leading rusher in Trey Sermon is a lot to replace in a shortened offseason. They do have 3 talented quarterbacks that are going to have a quarterback battle this season in C.J. Stroud, Jack Miller, and Kyle McCord. And the winner of that is going to have the luxury of throwing to probably the best duo in college football in Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. So I expect the offense to kind of keep on churning in Ohio State. The defense is really where I have the most questions. Last season we saw Ohio State ranked 59th in total defense, not something we're used to seeing from an Ohio State defense recently. It could be because they only played 8 games. It could be because of a shortened offseason and less practice time to get that cohesiveness that you need. But regardless, that's what I'm going to be watching for in 2021. That's where they need the most improvement. I would still predict that they win the Big Ten and head to their 3rd straight college football playoff, though. Coming in at number 4 in the rankings, I've got the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia's returning a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball, including their top 5 rushers from last season. So I would go as far as saying they have the deepest stable of running backs in the country next year. They're also going to bring back their quarterback, JT Daniels, who I think is probably the best quarterback to play at Georgia in the Kirby Smart era, besides Justin Fields. And they'll also bring back George Pickens at wide receiver, who I think has a chance to be an All-American next year. They've got Darnell Washington at tight end, and as we always know, Georgia's going to have a very fast, very athletic, very talented defense. They were the 12th ranked defense last season. They're returning 5 starters on that team. I fully expect them to be just as dominant again. I have Georgia winning the SEC East right now and playing Alabama in the SEC title game, but Georgia's going to open the season up against Clemson, so we're going to get a lot of questions answered about Georgia right away to begin the season. Coming in at number 3 in the rankings, I have the Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma's looking to field probably their most complete team since Lincoln Riley took over as a head coach. They're arguably going to be the most complete team in college football next year. They're bringing back 8 starters on defense, 6 on offense, including Heisman favorite Spencer Rattler. And given Lincoln Riley's track record with quarterbacks, I don't think that's much of a surprise. They lost a few pieces to the NFL draft, but they were able to pick up a pretty good recruiting class as well as a few more players from the transfer portal. They'll finally have a healthy receiving core next year, but everyone knows OU's offense is always going to put up points. The most important thing is that defense. 2 years ago, they were ranked 119th in the country. Alex Grinch was hired as defensive coordinator, and then last season, they went all the way up to 29th. So if OU's defense can keep that momentum building in year 3 of Grinch's system, I can definitely see them making their run at the first national title for OU in 21 years. Coming in at number 2 on the rankings, I have the Clemson Tigers. Listen, the Clemson Tigers lost Trevor Lawrence. That's going to hurt. It's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. They also lost Travis Etienne, the leading rusher in ACC history. That's also going to hurt. But when you recruit like Clemson does, you can replace talent like Clemson does. DJ Uiagalelei will take over for Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, and they'll have a whole stable of running backs to make up for what Travis Etienne did for this team. They're also returning 10 starters on defense. That's the reason I've got them ranked at number 2 over Oklahoma. Having a defense that ranked 15th in the country last year return 10 starters just doesn't happen in college football anymore. I'm definitely expecting Clemson to win their 7th straight ACC title and make it back to the college football playoff. And coming in at number 1 on the preseason rankings, you guessed it, Alabama. It's hard for me to imagine why Alabama doesn't start number 1 in every preseason ranking now. When you've won 6 titles in the last 12 years, you kind of deserve to. And I know they're going to have to replace a lot of talent this year. Mac Jones, Najee Harris, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Leatherwood. Those guys are all first-round picks. But they did that last year as well. They're going to return 9 starters on their defense, 4 on offense. They had the number 1 recruiting class in the history of 247 Sports come in this year. Alabama's going to be just fine. They have one of the easier schedules in the country. They do open up at Miami, but I think Miami's going to be overrated like they usually are. I have Alabama kind of cruising through the SEC West, heading into a big-time matchup against Georgia in the SEC championship game. And if they're undefeated when they play Georgia, it doesn't really matter how that game goes. They'll be in the college football playoff once again. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Zach Chat. My name is Zach Ballard. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button at the bottom of the page, and thanks for watching.